sick to death. So I'm gonna get off once I've got the timing's been ticking a little longer. I'll explain. My flights have been booked. I'm going on a European leg this time. I'm doing it properly. Make sure I take a Labara chip with me, which is an international chip where you can just sling in your phone. You know, it costs too much to roam on a contract phone unless you jump on somebody's Wi-Fi, which I don't know whose Wi-Fi I'm going to be jumping on. If I'm in fucking Paris or Milan or Naples maybe, because that's where my family are, but apart from that, I'm not going to thingamajig. I've got to wait for this move to fully go through first before, so I've got an address, obviously, in England. Nothing to do with benefits and all that. They can all jog on, because this channel, when I get that GoPro out, it's going to go, the numbers are going to go massive. But I have only got a few subscribers, and I remember putting loads and loads of videos out last time, over 500, and that got me nearly 2,000 subscribers. So I'm going to do the same again. So like, share and subscribe, guys. Need to get the algorithm of this channel sped back up a little bit, even though it's only going to start properly once I touch down in the first European city that I go to. I've got 10 on my list, all of which are going to cost quite cheap, because I've gone from the first vacation, so the flights will be obviously to the second vacation. So I've ruled it in like on a price, because if I'm not getting no money in off YouTube, it's got to come out of my own pocket or off my own cards, and so it's going to be quite an expensive trip, but hopefully it's going to enhance the channel by the time I get back. You know, because I know I've got loads of trolls on here, and it is what it is. Trolls are everywhere, especially on mental health channels. People that have been through it, like myself, can sit here and tell, not tales, tell stories of, you know, my drug addiction and how I surpassed it, how I got past it. Doesn't necessarily mean whoever's watching this is going to get past it in the same way that I did. But I've given a bit of testimony on myself, how I got onto drugs, how I eventually got off drugs, and everything that's happened in between. I've had a pretty eventful life, to be honest. If I died tomorrow, I couldn't bloody complain. All the things I've done and places I've been to and money I've spent, all the rest of it. Hello, Grace. How are you? Good morning. If you're in the UK, good morning, that is. But yeah, there's people, when they check my analytics, there's people from all over the world watch this channel. There's a lot from America, Australia, Germany. I've not seen France yet. But Italy, I've seen like far away countries as well. Fucking Zimbabwe. Who the fuck? I didn't even know they had fucking phones in Zimbabwe. But them, you feel for them in the third world countries. Like when we feel unwell mentally, we can pick up the phone and go see a GP, and then eventually through to a psychiatrist who I see every 3 months. No shame in saying that. That's the idea of the channel. It's not about me, and specifically me or my journey. It's about, you know, helping people with the things I've been through and the journey I've been through, and managed to come out the other side. Yeah, I'm going for a Turkish shave and a haircut today. I just thought I'd put an hour or two live streaming beforehand to just to get the numbers up, really. I keep forgetting to turn them on to bloody public. No wonder I've been noticing the views are pretty low. But yeah, it's no super channel, it's no super podcast, it's just little old me giving me 10 pence worth in the mental health world, who have been really good with me this time. I've always dissed, when you get sectioned in England, or you go into a mental health hospital informally, when you're discharged, sorry, you after before 48 hours, they've got to get hold of you and come and support you or whatever, to make sure you're settling in well for 72 hours. And they've never done that with me. So I never had the confidence on working with this community-owned mental health treatment team. But this time, they've been fucking brilliant. They've got me linked back up with my social worker, linked back up with me psychiatrist, got me meds sorted out. They've done all kinds. We got me this move. They've done all kinds to help me. You know what I mean? So I can't go down and put it on record and slate them when they've actually only helped me and gone out of the way. Not gone out of the way because they get fucking paid for it. That's how it right. Everybody goes to work first and foremost for money, and then whatever. But if you work for the NHS, a lot of me agrees that you should have empathy about you. You should have some sympathy, empathy. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, but it's not all, sunshine and rainbows either. So it's a lot in between, mixture of in between. But I'm going to continue putting these live streams out. Getting funny calls at all hours. I'm not asked that. If I was bothered, I'd change my fucking number, wouldn't I? Come on. They'll get bored before I do. It's just one of them. I don't want to mention them anyway. They've got no relevance to my life. If I've got no relevance to them, they've got no relevance to me. I'm sure whoever's watching this now agrees. I'm not bitter. I'm not cold. I'm an open book. So just remember that, guys. I'm an open book. So I've been writing down and thinking last night some information on different illnesses, but I don't really want to be giving out that type of stuff because people could report me, and probably rightly so, for misinterpreting it and saying that I'm giving medical advice out, which I'm not. So really, I can only go for now. And you'll be shocked when one of my videos is from underneath the Eiffel Tower, if you can get underneath there, fuck knows. I know you can get under Blackpool Tower, but the Eiffel Tower is a bit more protected, I think, a bit more secure. So we'll see when I get there anyway, because Paris is going to be my first port of call, and with my GoPro, and then I'm going to go the other side of the camera then. I'm going to muffle my voice. People know who it is. I've got nothing to hide, but I just don't want trolls keep coming in my channel all the time and disrupting it. Disrupting the speeches and disrupting this and that and the other. It's there's Grace Castillo joined 1 month ago. These types of channels that I joined fucking 2 days ago and a week ago and a month ago with no subscribers, and it's a subscriber, it's somebody that's watching at the end of the day. I've always said, if you don't want to support this channel, don't watch it, even without pressing the watch now button, because it's still classed as a view. And numbers, anybody that tells you that they don't do YouTube for views is a liar, because it's solely a numbers game. Completely a numbers game. I mean, I'm never going to make anything special. Hopefully, I'll get back to where my other channel was, get super thanks and stuff like that. And obviously, people are then, and no doubt, they'll help pay for flights, and accommodation is not going to be a big. Well, it is, yeah, because that's going to be like a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time. So I'm going to be doing that with my time rather than sat in my sisters all day, or sat in the friends all day, or even sat at home all day. It's no good for nobody. You need to spread your wings, especially with the sun coming out now. I can see the sun's ablaze. It's going to be a warm one today. I've just done some washing, took some clothes out the washer, so I'm all fresh. You've got to, I've had this tracksuit on for days now. I've just slipped into a bit of a depression for some reason. I don't know why, but I just have. And yeah, I've set up another channel, which is going to be boxing related. I study boxing a lot. So I'm going to do breakdowns of the fights, not pre-fight, after the fight. So I'll watch it with no volume on, so I don't get any preconceptions. I'll watch it with no volume on, and then I'll address myself on my channel, and I'll just go through each fight. Obviously, I'll take notes of each fight, and I'll score it as I see it. Not that I'm any fucking ultra professional, or I've done a little bit of boxing, but not much. I've just watched it mainly and studied it. So there's a little plug for me, our boxing YouTube channel, which will start on the 16th of May, Bill. It was meant to be starting on the Callum Smith, David Morrell bill, but it was pulled. The whole show was pulled. Tight bastard, that Frank Warren. He could have lost a bit of money on that show. But never mind, this is a mental health channel. I've already had the telling off for putting the mobile home on. They probably see it as advertising. It wasn't. I was just showing that people such as myself or like myself can be a heroin addict one day, and then all of a sudden they can be something and make something of their life. Because I was always down, but I was never out. You know what I mean? It's a difference. I've been through lapses, which is just a short dip back into the drugs. I've relapsed, which is for a lengthy amount of time. I've been there. I wish I could change a million things in my life, but yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. So you've got to stay in the moment, stay in today. That's all you've got to do. Stay in today. Now, eventually, the subscription base will rise. That'll probably happen more once I've done my first leg of European cities. I was going to go to London first, but I thought, what's the point? It's going to cost me more to fly from. I'll only be flying Ryanair or EasyJet or Jet2 anyway, because, I can't afford it. It's all coming out of my own pocket. But I was watching a YouTube channel last night, and they said you've got to put hours in and some money into a channel for that channel to grow. So I'm willing to invest a little bit into it, i.e. plane tickets, accommodation. I'll only stay in, I was thinking of buying a fucking tent and staying where I'm staying in the tent, and even log that as well. I don't know what you could put it on as. Man round Europe with a tent. Guitar and a tent. I'm taking a guitar with me because I can play the guitar a little bit. That'll cover expenses. Get a proper stand for the GoPro and do this channel on my phone. I've got a new sterile device there in its box, so it's all getting changed over. The channel will be the same, followers will be the same, or followers, or subscribers, whatever you want to call them. They'll all be the same. But I'm getting out this summer and doing something with my life for a change, rather than just rotting away all the time. Just one of them. It's close to my heart, giving out advice and, wisdom. I'm 44 now. I'll be 45 in November. I'm no spring chicken. I've got a lot of, like I said before, not tales, but stories that I can share with certain different people and help people on the road to recovery. Because drug recovery, it's it's a word, and it stands for something big, but recovery, there is such thing of it, but there's not, if that makes sense. You're only in recovery for as long as you want to be in recovery. There's active addiction and abstinence and recovery. Now, recovery should be, abstinence should be the last one, because that's when you're over the line. Abstinence, for them that don't know what it means, is you're abstinent from all substances, which I am now, completely abstinent of everything, so clean from everything. No drugs, a bit of alcohol here and there, but I don't drink no more, especially not coming on YouTube doing a live stream. Definitely won't be. Now then, it's Tricky Zaki, whatever you, let's have a look at your channel activity. 4 years ago, no subs. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter about other people's channel activity. All he comes on. I always try to acknowledge people that come on. You know, have a look at the channel activities. What's the first thing I normally do? And if there's any of you's got channels, then I'll return the favour. You subscribe to me and I'll subscribe back. Anybody that's got I live in Liverpool, me mate, but I'm going on a European tour very soon. Taking a guitar, a tent, and my phone and my GoPro camera with me, and a few bits and bats I'll obviously need. Hopefully I'll get it all in the hand luggage, so there's no luggage fee. Yeah, a small luggage fee, €50 I'm not bothered about, but my sister paid fucking €210 to get her stuff over when they come and got me from Italy, in Milan. I had a bit of a bad time over there. Not with anybody else, like, just with my own mind. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna get involved with. They are trolls on YouTube, but there's a certain amount of them that I don't class as trolls. I just class as bitter people. You know, bitter people. Have they got a right to be bitter? Absolutely. Have they got a right to be bitter with me? Absolutely fucking not. But I'm never going to be able to stop it. So I'm just going to stay in my lane and just do me, you know. And I am going to be researching. I mean, when I'm abroad, I won't be, because the content will be right there in front of you. I'll feel nothing, think nothing about grabbing hold of somebody. Fucking hell, I need to stay away from certain immigrants. I've done loads of revision on that, where to go, where they got like camera, where over here you can film anywhere in a public space. You can go up to a busy and put your phone in his face and say, I want your number, your name and number. You've got to give it you. Not got to ask why. They've got to give it you, because you're on public property. The minute you enter private land is the minute then you're trespassing, and that's a whole new ball game. But I won't be doing any trespassing. I'm not an auditor. Them auditors that go round, they know fucking all kinds. Absolutely all kinds. How they get away with it? Well, it's the knowledge. That's how they get away with it. I was going to say I don't know how they get away with it, but I do. It's the knowledge, you know, the knowledge of the law. Standing outside prisons, having the fucking community fucking police Bobby coming out, having him in knots, can't move him. And I'm going to learn a lot about that myself, but in a minute, I'm just learning editing, because I don't really want to be live streaming. I want to be, I mean, I'm going to do some live streaming, but I want to pre-record my videos with my GoPro. And you can only do that if you edit out the shit that you don't want in. I don't mean, if anybody speaks, I'll never edit the conversation, ever, because I just don't think that's right, whatever it's about. Whether I like it or don't like it, if it's getting recorded and said, it's getting put up. Foul language and all that, I've learned to wear. That cap cut, not really much cop. It's all right, But there's one I've paid for. So it's quite expensive as well, £120 a year. But it was half price. So I just paid 60 and I've got it till next April now. So that'll cover me. Hopefully I'll be monetised, or at least I'll have some I could go back to my old channel if I wanted to. Not a problem. My SIM card's come now. I've got my new SIM card. Well, my new SIM card with my old number on. Only got to put it into my phone. But I'm not bothering. It's just troll ridden, and it's not something I want, to be honest with you. You know, I just want transparency on the channel. Me be honest. People be honest with me. 4 people I got into sobriety, 2 in sobriety, which is away from alcohol. How long it lasted, I'll never know. But I got the proof. That a guy called Henry, and another, not a guy called Henry channel on YouTube. Some guy called Henry, I think he's a truck driver from America. There's loads of Welsh people in, loads of Australians. Old Rusty Relic. Anybody comes across Relic, King Relic, I think he calls himself now. His channel got fucking hacked or something or other. I need to get hold of Connor, old Rusty Relic from Australia. He's got a Staffordshire Bull Terrier dog, what they're called, an Amstaff. Amstaff. What a name for the dog. That's not his name. Forget what the dog's name was. Clever dog though. He threw a ball for bloody miles one day and had him sit there for 5 minutes while he was talking to me. He'd go, come back with a ball in its mouth. Fucking unbelievable. I'm getting a Belgian Malinois army, but I've heard that there's too much hard work to train, so I'm going to need to do some deep research. It's not for protection, just because I really like the dogs. They're like an Alsatian, but a lot more. And yeah, they do protect you as well. Everybody gets a dog to protect themselves and the families and the properties and stuff like that. Even from pups, they're the same. Like Patterdale Terriers and all terriers that's where the name terrier derives from, if you look in the dictionary. But yeah, even if there's only one or none, you can't really look into the little man at the top that says there's no followers because no people watching, because there is. It just doesn't get it right a lot of the time, and it has an agenda, YouTube, shall we say, a hidden agenda. But yeah. So I'm just gonna do an hour live, let it upload, and then I'm gonna go for some dinner before I've had a shower and a shave. I've got changed. I'm gonna go and have some dinner. Get myself a new vape, or a new refill, should I say. But I could put an hour into this, I suppose. See how we'll get on. It's all watch hours, even if people, like, it comes as a spike, it goes to like 20, 30 people watching. Even them just watching for 30 seconds, it all adds up. It all adds up. I don't want I don't want adverts popping up in between my channel. It's not that type of channel. But I'll aim for super thanks and super chats. That's what I'll aim for. Not for just sat here on a chair against my wall. None of that. It'll be proper content. I'll be showing people, things where I'm sure I'll see people on my way that have been businessmen, teachers, professionals, earning a good living in their life. I've seen many of them fall by the wayside through crack, heroin or both, and alcohol mainly. Alcohol's a killer, mate. People come off drugs and they switched to alcohol, not knowing alcohol's the big killer. I don't take any drugs anymore. I haven't done since my second daughter was born, 2018. Even running up to that, I was clean because they took the air samples, 6 months worth of air samples, which was clean. So we could say 2017, I've been clean since, because Lottie wasn't born until Halloween 2018, and I had two lots of and blood tests from social services. The first one was a bit riddled. The second one was completely clean, was completely clean. My mum was shocked. My family was shocked. I didn't do it for her, but she must have spurred me on when I look at the fact that I could never do it before, as in put the drugs down completely. My daughter comes along and my whole mindset just changed. Yes, she was adopted at birth due to her mother's problems and some of my problems. I'm not going to throw it all on her, but I stand by my conviction when I say 80 to 90% of it was on her, you know. But that is what it is now. She's asking who her daddy is because she's with a lesbian couple, which is no problem or no harm in that, I don't think. I think the kid could get confused and already is getting confused from the letters I'm being sent. She's asking for a daddy. So, you know, me staying clean now and getting a phone call saying Monday morning of social service to say, Mark, we need to facilitate a supervised visit with you and your daughter because it's getting in the way of a school. I mean, I hope it doesn't, but in a selfish way, I kind of hope it does, just so I get to see her. But that's selfish, isn't it? But waiting till 18 is quite a long way of it. But that's what drugs does to you guys. I know people who I won't name, people who I could name and shame, but I wouldn't. They fell off to the wagon again and started using drugs. It's difficult. People don't understand how difficult addiction is. I always say it's very, very easy to get clean, but it's very, very difficult to stay clean. But you can only stay clean if you actually want it yourself, for yourself, not for other people. You've got to do it for yourself. Rehabs can help. They can help you, give you the tools to hold down an accommodation or how to budget your money to a certain degree, I suppose. But they can't tell you not to fucking have that urge, teach you not to have that urge to go and have a pipe or go and have whatever. They just can't. It's got to come from within, and you've got to do it yourself, for yourself. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, guys. You're wasting your time. But then again, like I said, what worked for me isn't necessarily going to work for the next person or the next people. And you've got to respect that as well. Different people, excuse me, different people are going through different things in life. That's why you should never judge a man or a woman in the street when you don't know nothing about them. You haven't got a clue what's going on in the personal life. That's something I've only learned as I've got older. You keep your nose out of other people's business. Things that don't concern you, just stay out of it. But if you have to get clean from drugs, you need to change your environment, the people you're mixing with, especially the people or the people that you're using with anyway. You've got to really grab the bull by the horns, so to speak, and just do things the best way you possibly can. There's no easy way of getting out of a difficult situation. Fact. No easy way at all. And as I said before, I'll keep saying it, anything easy to get in life or to have isn't worth having. It's the difficult stuff to do, and that is worth having. And you only learn with your eyes and your ears. You make mistakes with your mouth. Like me, I make many mistakes on here. Try to defend myself when I know it's a dead end cause and there's just no point. So I won't be doing it anymore. I just won't be doing it. But I'm just a normal person. I was on drugs for 14 years. 14 years. And I'm getting 8.5, 9 years clean now. Have you had a little dabble in between? Of course you have. I'd be a liar if I said I hadn't. And I don't want this channel to be built on lies. I want it to be built on truth. Because truth hurts and truth hits home with people. You try and sugarcoat things and it just doesn't work at all. It doesn't work full stop. So I hope people can take something from this channel. It's in its infancy at the moment, obviously. Quite a bit less than 100 subs. I think I'm on 60 odd subscribers. The watch hours and the subscribers I'll need, as of anything else, likes and all that, I'm not really interested in, to be honest with you. If people wouldn't drop a super thanks for like $2.99 for me sat at the side of a wall at home, just waffling on. But when they get to see me go in and interacting and interviewing, normal members of the public, immigrants, drug addicts, alcoholics, but I'm not going to walk up to them, put my camera in the face and ask them, do you mind doing a video? They're already on fucking video, then it's too late. There's loads of YouTubers that do that, and I think it's wrong. You should ask them for the permission first before you started filming. Or if you are filming already, like you do with a GoPro, just switch it to one side, put it on mute and say, look, do you mind if I give 5 minutes of your time? I've got a YouTube channel based on, helping people with mental health and drug issues. Then ask that question. If it's a flat no, it's a flat no. If it's yes, it's a fucking flat white. You know what I mean? Get them a brew, sit them down and just see what you can drum into them, There's no big, like, rocket science, shall we say, behind it. Absolutely none at all. I need a vape top up, quite, not bad, but quite bad. I know a lot more about YouTube as well than the first channel. There was no backup channel, backup number, nothing. This time I've got a NordVPN, which stops all that Discord business. Your video being put to fucking mass scammers who will just spend all day and all night fucking trolling you, not realising that they're bumping your channel up, But yeah, it's gone down to 0 people again now, but there's plenty of people watching in the background. They're all views, and there's plenty of people that'll come back in as well. I don't know how long the live stream's gonna last, but I'll have a shower or bath, should I say now. Have a nice soaking bath when I get back from the shop. Not a bath for ages. I've had a shower. Lying in the bath for half an hour, wow. It'd be nice. Because I've got not got a crummy, because I'm going to stay in a backpackers hostel. I've located a few. So I'm going to stay in a backpackers hostel when I do go on my travels. Everything will be documented. I'm going to need to keep the receipts for everything in case I do get monetized. But I'm just starting now, a few weeks before, or a little bit before I go on my first vacation. And just see where it takes me. I'm not expecting fucking 300,000 followers. I'm never going to get that. I'm not expecting hundreds of thousands of views to a video. I'm never going to get that neither. I mean, my maximum video was 15.4 thousand, and I deleted it because there was so many trolls on. And I should have kept that, really. The one I did keep was 8,500. That was just through 3 hours and 17-minute live stream. But a lot of them were trolls. You know who your regular viewers are and who your trolls are, just by having to check of the channel when they pop up, or when you've finished your live and you're doing your having a look at the analytics, which I've been told not to do straight after the video. What a video is going to do, it's going to do. Pressing the analytics button all the time, keep checking, isn't going to boost it. So I tend to just leave it now. But they have gone quite low, which is why I'm going to start live streaming every single day. I'm going to put some shorts up, because there's a lot there with like well over 1,000, approaching 2,000, just for the 15-second or 3-minute short. But like I kept saying when I was asking for subscribers for shorts, that was so it could become live, so we could give a full in-depth, not analysis, but full in-depth thing. Right, listen, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna come back very shortly. See you soon, guys.